I decided instead of doing a painting today, what I would do is introduce you folks to my website. I spent the last week putting together a website because since last April, I've painted 15 paintings. I've decided that I'm going to attempt to market them, and I wanted to show you folks how to use my website because who knows, you might want to buy one of my paintings, or maybe one of your friends. So let's start at the top. I can imagine it's pretty understandable that I named it Clazzy Art. It's just plain out and out clazzyart.com, CLAZZYART.com. You come to the top of it and it's got a little strip that says Clazzy Art, a brush with heart, because that's my philosophy of art. Painting is all about heart. Then we have a little decorative place where we have 3 of my paintings in sort of a automated slideshow: baby steps, flagging, and the bird lady. That's just for decoration and fun. Then we come down, scrolling on down, and I take just a couple paragraphs to tell folks about me. You may not even know that the word classy was first used to describe music, but shortly after that it became my name, and I loved classy so much that of course I named my art Clazzy as well, Clazzy Art. So I actually was given paintbrushes for my birthday last April, and since then I've been pretty well hooked on painting. Clazzy Art, a brush with heart. Painting for me is all about what it feels like. The only thing I guess I really want to communicate to you folks about this is that I don't paint because I don't have a camera. I'm not trying to reproduce something I'm looking at. For me, it's all about how it feels. How does it feel to me? And as you look at these paintings, how do they feel to you? The initial first Clazzy painting that I ever did is called Rising. I don't know if you remember it. It took me about 4 weeks to paint it. And when I finished it, I was like, boy, this is fun. Of course, it's the sun over the ocean and the mysterious little questions about why are the shoes abandoned on the beach? Why are there binoculars? Why is that little boy painting off the pier? Is it Saturday or did he skip school? Then we go on down to my next painting, Flagging. Flagging was painted on the 4th of July to celebrate the 4th of July, and I painted it right there in one sitting to the music of the Freedom Medley by Jonathan Richard Kring, who is our Jonathoughts owner. And so what I did was I gave you the YouTube. It's about 10 minutes, and it's got these gorgeous arrangements of Americana music. So if you want to get inspired, if you want to feel American, just click on play, which I just did, though I did not mean to. So I'm going to go backwards, and then I'm going to go forwards, and that'll take us back to where we were. After flagging, we come to the next painting, Baby Steps, Mother and Child, which I painted for a friend who was going to have her first baby. She asked me if I would paint a picture for her nursery. Baby Steps was the first painting I did that really communicated to me that I like painting ideas. They don't even have to be something that could really exist. So this is mother and child linked together, cuddled together in the heavens. I think of it as sleeping in heavenly peace. Then my next painting, and these are almost pretty much in order of how they were painted, is Moon Perspective. I describe this as a painting that makes my stomach drop a little bit because I'm on the far side of the moon looking at the earth beyond the moon. In other words, I can't be looking at this and standing on earth at the same time. So where am I? If we're looking at this picture, we're floating like angels or we're in a spaceship. I like that. Then we come to my next painting, The 3 Trees of Golgotha. And these trees, gosh, I just wanted to paint trees because they're so moody. Trees are like people. They have every mood you could even think of. And as I painted this, I began to feel that these trees had been through some kind of terrible, destructive tragedy. And that they were pretty well assumed to be dead. As a matter of fact, one's on the ground in front of them. But the middle tree is growing a leaf. So life wins again. My next one, you probably remember this experience, is called Joshua Paul in Paint and Ashes. The parents of Joshua Paul came to me and asked if I would paint a picture using the ashes of their son, whom they lost in 1986, I believe it was. They had carried his ashes with them always, never feeling that there was a really perfect place to scatter them. So the dad had the idea of mixing the ashes literally into the paint. And I did this, I accepted this challenge, and it was an awesome experience. After I finished the experience, it was just so soul-stirring that I put together a slideshow. So you can come down, see where it says visit the Joshua Paul slideshow. You click on that, and it takes you to the Joshua Paul slideshow. And you can press click there, and you can see the slideshow that I put together explaining the process of creating this memorial painting. Also on that page, I have a contact form. Obviously, the Joshua Paul painting itself is not for sale, but you can go to a contact form and tell me if you would like to do one of your own. Now, going back to the home page, we come on down past the Joshua Paul painting. I put a contact form on this front page too, just to make it easy to find it. So you'd have two options for finding it. We come to my next painting, Bird Lady. Bird Lady started out to be a cubist painting, but it ended up being more surrealism. Then Christmas came along. Christmas was inspirational. It inspired me to paint 4 paintings. You click on that little thumbnail there, and it takes you to my Clazzy Christmas closet with the 4 paintings. Kris Kringle, the Rainbow Unicorn, Fantasy Morning, Christmas Day, and my painting of Justin and Angel, which was a Christmas present. And I also want you to know, if you would like a Clazzy picture, a Clazzy painting of a picture of one of your loved ones, you can fill out this form, and I'd love to paint one for you. I'll Clazzy up something for you. So we come back to my home page, and we come to the unlearned lesson. Our soldier, who has lost both of his arms due to amputation, and yet sits with his gun trapped tightly between his knees. As we discussed last week, this dude is very, very damaged, but he still hasn't learned a goddamn thing. Hence the title, The Unlearned Lesson. And then finally, next to finally, the Clazzy Circle set. I have 2 paintings encircled and decircled that I offer as a set. I have you can click on them, you can click on this. It takes you to a page to purchase them as a set. And then finally, my final painting is called Clazzy Clefts, an abstract piece of abstract joy. The Clazzy Clefts. So here's my website. The only other thing I want to show you is that when you go to the top and you click those little lines, it takes you to your menu, and if you click on shop, shop takes you to each painting, and you can click on the painting, and it takes you to the page where you can purchase the painting. So there, for instance, is the Bird Lady with its various thumbnails so that you can look at it and purchase it. So that's pretty much it. ClazzyArt.com, and Clazzy Art is the home page. I'd love for you to take a look at my new website. I had so much fun putting it together. Thank you for being with me today.